Your actions on Raxus Prime have left the Emperor most displeased.
The Emperor's enemies are still scared. I am just now earning their trust. If I am ever discovered talking to you, if they even suspect my past, all that will be destroyed.
Do not wait too long to contact me.
Can you trust him?
Vader won't risk my mission, even if he has doubts about me. Have we arrived?
We've reached Corellia. They're all here. Bail and his allies. You have your Rebel Alliance. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Just trust me, okay? I'm doing the right thing. For both of us.
We agree that the time for diplomacy and politics is past. It is now time for action. If you are willing to lead us, then we'll join your alliance.
As will I.
How's your pass out in the cargo hold?
I finally came to.
It is settled then. My wealth will fund the rebellion while Garm provides our fleet and Mon Mothma our soldiers. And with you leading us, we have the power of the Force on our side. Therefore, let this be an official declaration of rebellion. Today, we all vow to change the galaxy. And one day, the galaxy will indeed be free.
Proxy! Cut transmission!
Take them alive. The Emperor wants to execute them personally. You have done well, my apprentice.
You agreed to stay away!
I lied, as I have from the very beginning.
You never planned to destroy the Emperor.
Not with you, no.
Without me, you'll never be free. They're gone. Vader took them all. To the Emperor.
I don't understand. Then why would Vader let us attack so many Imperial targets?
To sell the deception. Credits, starships, Imperial lives, they're all meaningless to Vader. Vader needed me to find the Emperor's enemies no matter the cost, and I did exactly what he wanted me to.
Yes, you did. But now the fate of this alliance rests only with you.
We're going after Vader. And the rebels.
What are you doing?
meditating. A Jedi can sometimes sense visions of the future.
Have you done this before?
Never been a Jedi before.
What? What did you see?
A massive space station. Keep the ship cloaked and wait beyond scanner range.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Well, then maybe we're doing something right.
Am I going to see you again?
If I can free the rebels, they're gonna need extraction. Probably not, no.
Then I'll never need to live this down.
Goodbye, Juno.
Aloha, everybody, and welcome to part 11 of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the final level of the whole entire game. We're inside the giant space station capable of destroying planets. We're in the Death Star, one of the most iconic locations in Star Wars. And if you subscribe to me because of my Sonic the Hedgehog playthroughs and you've never seen a Star Wars movie in your life, I guess some of you are going, hey, it's kind of like the Death Egg. Yeah, the Death Egg was inspired by the Death Star. I feel like if you're a Sonic fan and you haven't seen any Star Wars movies, you should still know that. You should still know that the Death Egg was inspired by the Death Star, but I digress. I just picked up a holocron that is a Force crystal known as Katak, and Katak is the best crystal in the whole entire game. I'm actually replacing Robot, finally, after part 2. But Katak has a chance of siphoning off health from your enemies when you slash them. So you don't always have to kill them in order to get health back from enemies now. So if I'm fighting a giant Rancor or AT-ST, or even just the little guys like Stormtroopers and whatnot, if I don't kill them but I slash them, every now and then I'll actually get health back. It's not like 100% of the time. It's not like every time you slash, you get health. But every now and then when you're slashing, you'll see your health bar actually goes up because you siphon health off of an enemy. And that is super useful, and I'm going to be keeping that crystal with me the whole time. Anyway, we have to get out of this hangar, so force repulse the blue floorboards and drop down.
I'm inside.
Be careful. I can see the beam cycling in regular intervals. You'll want to find cover whenever it fires.
So this is the gimmick with the Death Star level. Because it has a whole bunch of lasers that fire into one mega laser that destroys planets, I guess the Empire is constantly testing it out, making sure that it's ready to go, making sure that there are no problems when it needs to fire on something. So you'll hear the announcer guy going, "Alright, testing the laser. Countdown ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then right after 1, the laser is going to fire, and you do not want to be in the middle of this hallway when it does. Oh no. You absolutely want to be in one of the side panels, one of the side rooms, because that laser, you can bet your ass it's insta-kill. Go figure, the laser capable of destroying planets turns Starkiller into ash once it hits you. Who would have thunk? But the problem is, this means there's a lot of stopping and going with this level, because, well, I can't really go in the hallway as long as the laser's firing, so I just have to pace back and forth, pace back and forth, pace back and forth, until the laser's done, and then I can keep moving again.
Imperial comm chatter is overloading the scanners. They're fortifying all positions to try to keep you out.
Let them try.
It's sort of like in Star Wars The Phantom Menace when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are fighting Darth Maul. And then all of a sudden those laser shields just pop up and then they have to keep waiting until they can actually resume the fight again. What was the point of those laser walls anyway? Is there a canonical, like, reason in the books or something that actually explains what those shields were for? Why they kept turning on and off? Other than plot convenience so that Qui-Gon could fight Darth Maul all by himself? Other than plot convenience, of course. But, yeah. This level reminds me so much of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo and Mega Man 04, because both of those games had a level where a big fuck-off laser was firing and you had to keep hiding in order to dodge it because it did mega damage and you didn't want to be in the way. And I've done a playthrough on both Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Super Nintendo and Mega Man 04, so you should check them out. They're fantastic. Well, probably not the audio quality. The audio quality is probably terrible with those LPs, because I'm pretty sure one of them was made in 2010. And I'm not really proud of my microphone in 2010, if I'm going to be honest. My standards have improved a lot since then, you know? And I go back to those videos and they're just, oh my god, they're terrible. They're so freaking terrible. Ah, what the hell was I thinking? Ow. I'm trying to open the door, rocket launchers. So yeah, you gotta make sure you're either hiding behind a pillar or something and there's no rockets firing on you when you're trying to grip things with the Force, because obviously Starkiller can't really concentrate when he's getting pelted with big rockets. And why does the door look like Darth Vader's center chest piece thing? With all the beeps and boops, you know, that little button thing on his chest? It seriously looks like that. I'm not crazy, right? Kind of. But anywho. Also, if you've ever seen my Sonic 06 review, I once compared Starkiller to the character Silver the Hedgehog as sort of a way of justifying why the ability to have, like, telekinetic abilities like the Force and being able to be, like, a fun action game were not exclusive. You know, I wanted to prove that, like, Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06 was such a terrible implementation of that character. And he could have been so fun, and he could have been so unique and so awesome, and people could have been going, oh my god, I can't wait to play as Silver in Sonic 06, but it was such a rush job, and it was so repetitive, and you had to keep grabbing objects because Silver couldn't homing attack things, and you couldn't, like, blow a whole bunch of stormtroopers away like Silver, you know? Like, there's a cutscene in Sonic 06 where he knocks a whole bunch of robots down in one swing. Like, he knocks like 8 of them down in one push, but he can't actually do that in the video games. Whereas Force Unleashed, Starkiller can do all that stuff, and more, and that's why it's so fun to play. This is what Silver the Hedgehog should have been in the first place, you know? But either way, in my Sonic 06 review, I intentionally played through the TIE Fighter level with this costume on, because I thought this costume looked a little bit more like Silver. And I gave him a green lightsaber, because when you think of Silver the Hedgehog, you think white with a whole bunch of green powers. Like, every time he grabs things, they turn green and whatnot. So, let's have him wear a white robe with a green lightsaber. That was my way of making Starkiller look like Silver the Hedgehog in my Sonic 06 review. And this is the outfit. This outfit was given to Starkiller by Ram Koda, according to the databank. So, that's kind of interesting. As thanks for, you know, helping take down the Empire. Oh, but now Ram Koda's a prisoner of the Empire, and oh my god, Bail Organa feels betrayed because Starkiller was actually working for Darth Vader all along. And Darth Vader never wanted to kill the Emperor ever this whole entire time. That's a shame. Well, he does say that line, not with you, no. Like, Starkiller goes, you never planned on destroying the Emperor. And Vader goes, not with you, no.
You're in an amplification chamber. There should be a pair of spinning conductors that intensify the beam as it passes through the area. This station's laser. It's more powerful than anything the Empire has ever built before.
Again, apparently not everyone in the Empire knows that they have a mega death weapon capable of destroying a planet. But I like the Darth Vader line because it harkens back to Revenge of the Sith when he talked to Padme about how, you know, they could join forces and I could destroy the Emperor. We could make things the way we want them to be. And it terrified Padme so much that Anakin had become such an evil person, you know? And it also harkens back to The Empire Strikes Back when he finds Luke and he's like, "You can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son." It's why it's easy to swallow from the outset that Vader would want to overthrow the Emperor, because he's offered this to both Padme and Luke. But he's still a slave to the Emperor at the end of the day, just like we see in Return of the Jedi. And he did not plan on joining up with Starkiller to destroy the Emperor because he has no attachment to Starkiller. And he just saw Starkiller as a pawn. And I think that's kind of interesting characterization. I like how Darth Vader's written in these games. I also like the fact that Darth Vader's actually intimidating and kind of scary and badass again. Because you gotta remember, guys, we had dealt with so much of the prequels. We dealt with Hayden Christensen as Anakin, and you start to forget that Darth Vader was the cool, badass villain of the original trilogy after a while. Because I kept seeing from 99 to 2005 all these prequel games, all these prequel movies, all these prequel everything where Anakin was Anakin. Then I played Force Unleashed in 2008, and I was like, oh yeah, Darth Vader's actually badass. I love Darth Vader, holy shit. And Darth Vader gave me chills a little bit when I played this game. I thought, oh, Vader's awesome. Especially when he stabbed Starkiller in the Empirical level, like when the Emperor first shows up. I was like, oh my god, he stabbed Starkiller. What the shit? Droids? I don't like gonk droids. Or wait, are these gonk droids? I forget. I just know they're walking ammo cases, essentially. I don't like astromech droids either, or those mice droids. I'm very much against AI, is basically what I'm saying.
Juno, where am I?
Some sort of convergence array. According to my schematics, there are 7 others just like it spread around the station's dish. The firing tube you were in is just one of 64, all being directed into a single massive beam. I can't even imagine what the Empire would do with this sort of power. You must find a way onto that central platform. The Emperor's observation dome is just beyond it. The schematics show a series of graviton beams in that chamber. Can you find a way to activate them?
Okay, so this is a big room with a whole bunch of levels, and in order to get to those higher levels, we actually have to activate a contraption at the very bottom. See, this is how all the lasers pour into each other to shoot one mega laser. The Death Star is quite interesting to look at from a technological standpoint. But, right here, I'm dropping down to here as the laser ends, and there's a holocron in the middle of these rings. But in order to reach a lot of the higher levels of this place, we actually have to get down to the bottom floor, destroy these ATSTs. Well, technically we don't have to destroy these ATSTs, but their lasers move Starkiller when he tries to force grip anything, so you're just going to take unnecessary damage. So we have to kill these ATSTs before we can actually start moving the contraption. Again, I still think they're pretty basic and easy to beat when you just start slashing the side of them. The only thing that's troublesome is now we're fighting 2 ATSTs at a time, so if you're behind one walker, slashing the side of it, the other walker can shoot you and knock you out of the sky, and that could be kind of annoying. But lightning works well on it. Don't forget to use lightning on these things. Lightning is your friend. And once one's down, you should be pretty fine. Also, the Katak crystal that I picked up at the very beginning of this level, also a great tool, because when you're slashing these things, every now and then your health just comes up and you get more health and you're just like, yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Stupid chicken walkers. Why do you have chicken walkers in the Death Star anyway? This isn't a planet. You're not going anywhere. You don't need chicken walkers here. I mean, it's the size of a moon, but I feel like you should have faster craft than these 2 chicken walkers. Either way, you push in this contraption and this pops out these 2 light beams that are actually sort of levitation elevators. So you jump into the light beam and it carries Starkiller all the way to the top. And now you can reach the very top of this ginormous room and go to any level that you want. And I am Jesus. Yes, I am Jesus Christ. The white robe didn't give it away. I am Jesus Christ. It's obvious. But either way. Screw you. I only have 4 more holocrons to collect and they're all in this room. Now I have only 3 more holocrons to collect and then I'm done. Of course, you still gotta watch out for the laser. You still gotta listen out for the announcer going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because they still come in this room. They still pop out through the rings here. So you absolutely gotta be careful. And there's a lot of jetpack guys here as well that are constantly gonna keep screwing up your platforming and stuff. And again, the best tip for jetpack guys, use lightning on them, because eventually the lightning will actually short-circuit their jetpack, and then they'll go flying and blow up like a firework, and that's always great. And you don't want to waste your time, you know, force pushing them, gripping them, and throwing them at walls, because it's not guaranteed to be effective. You know, just look for a hitbox on a jetpack guy, shoot your lightning on him, and hopefully you'll hear that, and you'll see the smoke pouring out of his jetpack, and you'll know, like, okay, that's it for him. He's done. Bye-bye. Because jetpack guys can be pretty annoying, and there's a lot of them here. A lot of Purge guys, a lot of Evo troopers, a lot of everything. It's the final level, and it's the Death Star, you know, one of the Empire's most prized space stations ever, so of course they got a lot of guys here. It's a little tricky, but it's nothing we can't handle. Fry, jetpack! Thank you. Oh, Jesus! I think the laser got him before he could explode. Because that can happen too. When the laser's going off, you can throw enemies into the laser, so... Either way, folks, a new lightsaber color coming up here. You gotta dash onto this platform, and then it's up here. And what color is it? Black lightsaber crystal. Oh yeah, that's a thing in Star Wars. I just recently discovered that's actually a color in the Clone Wars cartoon show, the CG one. But now I have a black lightsaber. This is the final lightsaber color at the very end of the game. There's no unstable version, there's no compressed version, there's only just the basic black lightsaber. But that's a color in Star Wars, apparently.
Commence primary ignition. Goodbye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Hey boys, how you doing? So right off the bat, there's a Sith holocron that lets you drain health away from enemies. You'd probably be best to use it. The Royal Guards, they're kind of annoying because they're mostly like mini Jedis, you know, and you're fighting 5 at a time, and they like to block a lot of your stuff. And none of them are blue, so you can't just like force grip all of them whenever. Like red guys, you can occasionally force grip, but you gotta be real careful, you know. Again, I would just recommend using lightning at opportune times. Force repulse when they're about to attack you, because then they usually go flying. And you should do pretty good. But yeah, there's a black lightsaber crystal. Is it really called a lightsaber at that point, you know? Shouldn't it be like a dark saber or something? I don't know. I just know that in the Clone Wars, I was watching clips of Darth Maul because I was kind of interested. I've been getting into Star Wars a lot since this LP. I've been watching a lot of the Clone Wars cartoon. I've been going back to old games, I remember. And I saw a clip of Darth Maul pulling out a dark saber knife. And I was like, oh my god, that's like the black lightsaber from The Force Unleashed. And I was like, wait a minute, that's actually a thing in the cartoons and stuff? Okay, whatever. You gotta wonder if the Darksaber's ever gonna show up in the new movies, episode 8 or 9, but either way. Snap your neck. And this, the final holocron. I collected every single one, I didn't miss any of them. So if you watch this playthrough, it's a detailed walkthrough of every single holocron in the game. I feel proud of myself. And as much as I like the black lightsaber for its wackiness, I'm gonna go back to blue, because we're approaching the final boss of the whole entire game, ladies and gentlemen. We're approaching the very last of Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and unfortunately that's going to be in another video.
Juno, I'm close. I can sense Vader nearby.
Yes. The Emperor's observation dome should be just beyond that lift.
I'm ready.
May the Force be with you.
Alrighty folks, Starkiller rushes off to save the Rebel Alliance and battle with Darth Vader in Part 12. See you then.